Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Not so much a cloud in the sky for the past few days, which is great for solar, not so good for catching water. So one extreme or the other, but beautiful day. Early in the day, every single solar system is just sitting on float. Pretty nice. So every now and then I run across a product that I just feel I need to share with you guys. I've gone my whole life and never knew about this stuff. This is Treme, called Treme silicone rubber self-fusing tape. And it's the most amazing stuff I have ever seen. And I'm going to show you how I've used it a few times, but it is well worth having in your tool bag, in your car, around the house. This stuff is absolutely amazing. So I'm not even sure how it first came to my attention, probably some late night Amazon shopping, but I went ahead and ordered some. It's a little spendy, but on one night, this is part of my water catchment system, and this elbow had come across from the gutter that's feeding into my catchment tank, and it had popped free and I couldn't get it to stay stuck in there. So I started wrapping it in the pouring rain with this self-fusing tape. It's not sticky on either side on the roll. It's just smooth, doesn't stick. But when you start to wrap it and put some tension on it while you're wrapping, it just self-fuses. Now this I did several months ago, and it's out here in the blistering sun every single day. It hasn't degraded in the slightest bit, and it makes for a watertight seal. So for any kind of under sink project, you have one of your connections pop loose and it's leaking and it's a mess, man, you break this stuff out and start wrapping it around and you've got a watertight seal. And same thing here, that same storm that was a good water catching storm. I had this pop free. I didn't have my connections glued because sometimes I move them around a little bit, but it had popped free. And I did the same thing. This was soaking wet. It was soaking wet here, and they kept popping free with the weight of the water in here and just the way they are. And I started out here wrapping these in the pouring rain, watertight seal. There is no water leakage whatsoever, and it bonds the two pieces together absolutely perfectly. I mean, it's just amazing, amazing stuff. And I'll show you just how well it works. So here I've got a couple of solar panel cables tied together with the MC4 connectors. Now for some reason, we have these little fire ants out here. I don't see any on there right now. They seem to be attracted to any kind of a small electrical charge. And they start getting in these little crevices here and trying to lay some eggs. They can't seem to get into the wiring and hurt it at all. And of course, these are watertight connections, these MC4 connectors. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how this tape works. So here's the roll of that tape, and it's not very tightly wound, and there's a little piece of plastic that separates the silicone from each other so it wouldn't be self-bonding right here. There's a little piece of plastic over this. And what you do is you just, peel off a section that you want, however long you want. I'll cut off a piece about 8 or 9 inches long to start. And whatever you're wrapping to get a seal with, it doesn't even have to be extremely clean. There's a little dirt on these, a little debris. I'm not going to worry about that at all. All I want to do is wrap these together and keep those little ants from coming out. So here I've cut my section of tape off. I'll peel off the plastic that covers the one side of the silicone. Right like that. You just pull it off. And it's not like other types of tape where you have to worry about, there is no stickiness whatsoever to either side. It just feels like silicone rubber. But when you start to wrap it, you just come up here and you want to give it a pretty good pull when you're wrapping it. That helps activate it. And then you just start wrapping it over. And make sure you connect to the silicone tape. And then right like that. And I mean, that's never coming off of there unless I come out here and cut it. And just like that, it is self-bonded, watertight seal. Amazing. The thing that's amazing for the purposes out here in many instances is, while it's raining or something and you want it to come out here and wrap it, it works in the rain. And here I have cut off about another section about 8 or 9 inches long. Now I'm giving this a pretty good pull, nice and tight, as I wrap. Give it a nice pull, nice and tight, overlap a little bit, and same thing here. And that's it. And it's, the nice thing about this stuff too is it stands up to the sun. It doesn't degrade like regular electrical tape. And it just makes, and now it'll take fully 24 hours to bond completely, but it's already, it's bonded really nice. You can go around here and just press it down a little bit. But that's what they call the self-fusing extreme silicone tape. Now I'll go ahead and finish up and get my ends nice and tight too, but just shows you how easy it can be done. And when it's, bad weather, you can still come out and get everything done. And there it is. Great stuff, great stuff. And right here, I even used it to bond 2 different size pieces of pipe. This is, of course, a larger one. I put the smaller one just inside, but I still needed it to drain off some water for this particular application. And I didn't have any kind of a coupling or anything. And I just came out here and wrapped it with that extreme self-bonding silicone tape. And it's been like that for months. And again, sitting out in the sun, no problem whatsoever. So this can work in a pinch or in an emergency. Keep one in the car, keep one in your toolbox at home. I guarantee you're going to find some uses for it. Just amazing. Never knew about self-fusing tape like that. Yeah, it's not cheap, but boy, it can save you in the middle of a leak. All right, everybody, just wanted to shoot a quick video on that. I've been meaning to for quite a while. As you can see, beautiful day. Not so much as a cloud. Aloha.